Mason. 14 years of patience, practice, and dedication. To the very limits of their mental and physical abilities. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the unofficial improv troupe of the 1992 Olympics, Flash Family.
Welcome. Welcome to Flash Family. This is our 5th of 6 shows this month. How many people have never seen improv before? Can you raise your hands? Oh, we have a few in the audience. Well, let me tell you a little bit about how it works. Improv, the essence of improv depends on the audience helping us to build the show. So we will need from you lots of ideas and suggestions tonight. When we come to you for one, I want you to shout it out because we'll take the first one we hear. Let's practice a little bit. Let's see. What form of transportation did you wish you had come in here tonight? Great, that's right. I heard a lot of those. What was your favorite color in that box of 164 crayons when you were a kid? Magenta, yeah. Burnt sienna was mine. I really like that one.
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle, another good one. Yeah. Let's see, and let's do one more. Who's your favorite relative?
Aunt. My sister.
Aunt, sister, mom. Good. We have a good. No. My cat. That's how it works. We'll come to you throughout the evening for suggestions. And for our first suggestion, we're going to tell you a story tonight. And so, well, let's not get to suggestions yet. Let me tell you a little bit about the story. We're going to tell it as a team, and none of us knows when we're going to be called on to continue the story, so that makes it interesting. What else makes it interesting is for you to get involved, and how you can do that is by listening for one of 3 things. I want you to listen for errors in grammar. I want you to listen for unnecessarily long silences where you think someone is searching for a phrase. And I want you to listen for an unnecessary repetition of a word. Now, if someone says bow wow, that's okay. You know, dogs say bow wow, but if you hear the, or a, there's something wrong with that. So when you hear one of those 3 things, I want you to yell zap, nice and strong, so we can really hear it. Let's count. Let's practice that. On the count of 3, let me hear a big zap. 1, 2, 3. Zap! Great. Did you call us? Let's see. To get this story rolling, what is something you might have found in your grandmother's attic when you were a child? A hat, I heard. And what is your favorite vegetable? Eggplant. Eggplant. So for this story, we have the suggestions of eggplant and hat. To conduct this story, we have Doug Kassel.
Whenever there's an eggplant mentioned, they call on me. What I would also like to add, just for the sake of, or what the hell, is a movie or a literary style.
Film noir.
Film noir, I heard. Thank you very much. Eggplant, hat, and film noir. Oh,
Phil looked at the window of his shabby office as the greasy rain trickled in a warm rivulet down the pane, undulating slowly to the cracked windowsill. The neon sign
blinked in the night. Here, girls. Here, girls. The sign shone on the bottle of bourbon that was sitting on
Phil's desk. Half empty, I might say. Drained that night in one swig.
He sat there, feeling the effects of the bourbon curse through his stomach, warm heat pulsating through his body, as he
glanced at his watch. It had stopped. Angel was late again. He knocked back another shot of bourbon.
And wondered, would she come?
Suddenly he heard clicking down the hallway, that tiptoe
sound she made on those ultra-high heels of her.
the stiletto red
Is that a
ones.
zap?
No.
Just checking.
The red stiletto ones that she wore when she had a mission in mind. When she had a mission...
In mine, her stiletto heels were high and her seams were
straight down the back of her legs. Yes. Zap?
Was that zap?
Sounded like a long pause to me.
It's dramatic pause. There was a comma.
It's your call. It's your call. You're very sensitive. I appreciate that. She walked into the office. She had on her black skirt, the one that's...
Stayed where it was by how means no one knew. Clinging
to every part of her. That's the part Phil liked.
The best. As she approached...
Phil, she said...
I bought a new red lacquer hat, Phil. What do you think?
Of it. She pulled it down coquettishly.
Over her eyebrow. His eyes traveled...
From the top of the hat to the bottom of her...
stiletto heels. They match your...
eyes. That red has always...
been one of your...
strongest
colors. Tell me, doll, where were you?
Last night.
I've been waiting for 24 hours for you to show up. We have a job
to do, and no time to do it in. Forget that moussaka joint around the corner, too. It's out of the question.
We don't have time, because you have to...
meet me down at Joe's in 2 minutes. Doll looked at
Frank. Then she looked at Phil. Frank had followed her into the office. Phil's gaze was
riveted on her, and he didn't notice Frank standing in her shadow. Phil.
Ask.
Frank? Is that...
a pistol in your pocket, or you just...
glad to see her.
Frank stepped out of the shadow and replied. But before he could, Phil noticed
that he didn't look too good. In fact, he looked a little green around the jaws. Kind of a deep, dark...
beigey green. We need that moussaka joint again, huh, Frank? Phil said.
Perhaps what set it off most was the...
eggplant in the babagaduga. The what?
The baba ganoush. I meant the baba ganoush, Frank said. Falling to his
knees, Phil laughed.
At
oh. Sat down. I have no idea what you said. Where were you?
Phil laughed out loud.
Oh, sure, they zapped me. Phil laughed out loud.
Because Frank was making slight heaving sounds as he walked
into the doorway
of the midnight of his soul.
And sure enough,
he was heaving.
Eggplant
all over
the place. Frank said, Phil, you gotta help me. You gotta get yourself together and...
give me some relief.
Because I really needed...
help. Joe's going to kill me if he knows
that I'm here.
Barfing up these
eggplants. They were smuggled.
Along with the diamonds
that are inside the eggplants. And now they're coming up, Phil. They're coming up. And sure enough, in that moment, a small, tiny, shiny bit
of glass
lay in the pool
of stuff down by his shoes. He reached down
and picked it up very carefully
by the edges
with his napkin. Phil said, Frank,
that's got to be at least
$1 million worth of glass.
That's all I got.
What do you think? You want
yeah. Let's have some blood here. Okay. $1 million
worth of cubic zirconians. What? He said? I thought...
this was a diamond. You mean I ate bad baba ganoush and puked all
over the place for nothing? Not exactly nothing, Phil said. Do you know what this is worth?
on the open market in Pakistan.
Dan. Phil started to,
Turn green again. No, what is it worth?
said Frank, fumbling, wiping his chin with his sleeve,
He looked at Phil.
and got totally confused.
Because by this time, Phil was green too. Phil had a weak stomach. He couldn't take people.
Bull getting sick in front of him. He said, "Doll,
Go down and get me a bromo. Click, click, click went Angel's.
Heels as she scooped up.
her purse and her little red lacquer hat.
Grasping the cubic zirconium
In her
Tight little hand,
she tripped lightly down.
the stairs, laughing lightly.
to herself.
Phil and Frank.
Looked at each other. What did she do? They said. She took it.
We've been had.
Let's go.
Phil
And Frank charged.
down the stairs to get a falafel. It was
Far to get Angel by then.
She had made a clean get-up.
way.
So they just
Thank you, Jesus.
And they stood there, running in,
To each other in the hallway
slipping
on their own
Baba Ganoush all over the ground.
as they fell down the iron
Rot stairs. They were pummeled into each other, knocked each
other down in the pool of
Baba Ganoush, falling
to each other
unhappily.
ever after. We're getting lots of suggestions from you tonight, and in fact, before any of you even got to raise your voices in praise and suggestion shouting, you had already given us some suggestions in the form of written suggestions. And these consist of a who, a what, or a where, which are the three basic elements of any improvised scene. So from time to time tonight, and for the next few pieces, we will be taking your suggestions from the writing in the baskets.
In this next scene,
The where is a bathroom at a concert.
The Who has a habit. He nervously nods in response to everything someone else says.
and the what is a cobra.
Is that random enough for your analysis?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a cobra. Yeah, it's definitely.
I thought it was.
It's definitely a cobra.
Is that usual? I mean, in the paper towel dispenser?
Well, we haven't really had that since Alice Cooper was here, but I think we're making a comeback.
He sounds pissed too. Go over and try to pull down
They
some
always
paper
sound
towel.
pissed. They go, "Sss," that's what they do. Let's see. I'm going to get the mop panel here. Okay, I want you to like grab it by the head. Yeah, grab it by the head, and if you get it right underneath here, you can't open its jaw. If it dislocates its jaw, it can swallow your entire fist. So you have to be careful you get it in the right
Woman
place.
coming in.
Oh, jeez, now we're in trouble.
Security. I heard there was a problem down there.
No, not at all. We're just, I'm putting a snake down the toilet.
A plumbing snake.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. Somebody said that there was a problem down here. What's the matter?
You're licensed to carry firearms, aren't you?
I certainly am.
Will I lift this lid? Could you please put a clip in here?
Can I see the size of your fist?
My fist?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, it's either going to pull it out or we're going to end it right here.
Why would you want me to throw the clip in there?
Because, surprise! I didn't mean you to throw the clip in, empty the clip.
You said throw it in!
We're gonna do some more now.
Yes, you can never have too much fun.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have the where.
I've got the what.
The who. The who is a character trait, stupidity.
Okay, the what is a designer pen leaking into the pocket of a designer shirt. Sort of a theme.
Those vague suggestions we get once in a while. And the where is Rome, Italy. Thank you.
Very suggestive.
Oh, damn! Oh, damn!
I missed that. Can you tell me what happened? Sometimes it all comes together in sort of a big cosmic sort of bagel thing.
And quickly. Now you asked for this. In this next scene, we're in
Okay.
nervous ticks tonight. We have twitching.
With fish.
Especially in those upper seats.
We have fish. We also have fish.
And the where is a stockbroker's office.
Thank you.
That's perfect. You
Miss Henderson, you can send in that new arbitrageur. Yes, I got his resume. He faxed it in.
excuse me. I'm here now. Actually, he brought two people along with him to demonstrate how he can settle things.
Arbitrageur?
Yes.
He brought two people with him. He's an arbitrageur, and he brought two people with him.
Well, he thinks he's an arbitrator.
Did the Chronicle do it to us again?
I think so. He's insistent that he's got an appointment with you, and he's got two people, two of their neighbors, and they have a big argument over a cat.
And the EO will nail my ass to the wall if I don't at least interview the guy. All right.
Come on in.
How you doing?
I got to be right up front with you. This job is for an arbitrageur. An arbitrageur, not an arbitrator.
Huh? I thought you were French. I didn't know. Well, it looks like we have a conflict here, so let's see what we can do with it. Okay, your position is that whoever comes in here is wrong for the job, right? At least if they're looking for an arbitrageur or whatever.
My position is that I need an arbitrageur and not an arbitrator.
All right. Can anybody here be an arbitrageur?
No.
Okay, well that resolves that. All right. No? I think you're still stuck in the past because you still have the same problem you walked in here with, right?
I don't want to talk about it.
That's why we're here.
Excuse me, didn't I see you on a Leo Buscaglia special on PBS? that perky attitude is just too hard to forget.
Well, thank you. Actually, Leo and I have combed the countryside, and we've written each other's books.
Hug me and you're dead.
That's the name of my book.
All right.
Listen, I don't have much time here, and you know it's already done. The fish is dead. The cat is fat. The fish is dead, and I want my money for the fish. And I also want a letter of apology, and I want him to get the cat put away.
Wait, is this the cat fish thing that I've been reading about
Yes.
in the journal?
Right.
Well, that's very different than pull up some chairs. Why didn't you tell me that this was the famous Morris versus 9 Lives case?
Well, we tried to reduce it down. We got rid of the big gun lawyers and everything. We wanted to reduce it down to human terms because they asked me to arbitrate for them because
Hold my calls. We'll be in here all day.
you can see this is very emotional.
May I say something here?
Absolutely.
My father gave me this fish. He used to breed them. This was the last fish. My father's dead. Now the fish is dead.
So you see, difficult to talk about percentage points and yields and other stock terms when this man is obviously desolated. So I wonder if maybe...
Your fish is dead, yet he is desolated. Why is that?
He gets desolate.
My fish is decimated and he's desolated.
Your fish is decimated, he's desolated, so what rule has been desecrated?
So that's exactly why we want to keep lawyers out of this.
The rule about cats that are not yours going into your house and decimating your fish.
So it's your position that before the fish was desecrated, he was consecrated, but the cat got together with him and they consummated. So, okay, I see the point.
And I'm not fixated.
I think this whole thing can be abated.
This man is in very sad shape. Is there something we can do for? Do you mind if I get him one of your bourbon?
I think bourbon would be inappropriate this time. Tequila is indicated in this condition.
Yes, I agree. Tequila.
Now, Mr. Jones, you are unhappy because she wants your cat put to sleep.
That's right. I don't think it's fair. I mean, a cat normally, in nature, would eat a fish. Would it not?
What % of the time would you say you spent with your fish?
That's a good
I
question.
gave my fish quality time. I have to work to pay my mortgage.
A percentage
But when
of
I
your
got
day.
home,
Percentage of
that
your
fish
24-hour
and I
day.
spent quality time
A
together.
percentage of your 24-hour day.
Well, about an hour in the morning and about 4 hours at night.
4
And
hours,
on the
so...
weekends,
Ask her where she was on that day.
So you spent roughly about 15% of your day with the fish.
yes.
And how many hours a day would you say your cat sleeps?
Well, during the day?
During a 24-hour period.
Oh, well. Depends on whether she's had anything to eat or not. On that day, she was very moody and agitated, and I would say probably 2 or 3 hours.
Okay. Well, if you agreed to have the cat sleep at least 15% of the time, to make up for the 15% of the time you spent with your fish, then the cat would be theoretically put to sleep at least 15% of the time. I think we can strike a bargain and clear the table here.
You care for a shot of tequila?
I want a new fish.
Take another shot.
Did you throw a fish into the deal?
Explain that to me again, please.
All right, I'll try to explain it. The fish was consecrated. Your cat got together, they consummated, then the fish was decimated. She was desolated. Now you are being berated because we haven't got anything abated. So if you want to get abated, you got to abate.
Scholars will be studying that scene for many years. And I'm here to help us get the next things, which I'm going to ask you for a series of, I'm going to talk about a series of categories. Yeah, the first thing that comes to your mind, please. It's like an improv Rorschach test here. Something that you have great difficulty using.
Winnebago.
Winnebagos, thank you very much. You know this is a support group now. Okay, and a job that you would like to have?
Astronaut.
Astronaut is the one I heard. I heard, hey, over there, but I heard astronaut. Okay, and something that you find mysterious. Hieroglyphics. Men's hieroglyphics. Okay, and an object that you might collect.
Stamps!
Men. Did you all come together in the back there? Okay. And the worst gift you ever got for your birthday. Don't say men.
Pogo stick.
Pogo stick, thank you very much. You too, huh? Okay. And last but not leastly, an organization that you would never admit to joining.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan, okay. That's easy to write. All right. Thank you very much. I'll be back in a second. Generic News Network, and welcome to News League. I'm Doug Kassel.
And I'm Sue Walden. We have some hot stories for you tonight.
Absolutely. The top story tonight is Oliver North and Lee Iacocca have both thrown their hat out of the ring following Ross Perot and have started a I'm not running for president either campaign.
And there's been a brutal storm in the east. It has affected all of the westbound Winnebagos that are coming out to San Francisco for their holiday. There is a jam up on I-34 right outside of Newark, New Jersey. There are reported to be 52 Winnebagos that have all run into the back of each other. It is referred to as the largest rear-ender in the history of traffic.
And in the related story, in ancient Egypt, what was it? How you say?
Hieroglyphics.
Thank you. I'm a man, otherwise I would say that. Hieroglyphics were found in ancient Egypt, and they were deciphered, and the title of it was, What Do Men Want? And it was all about sports.
There was said to be a postscript along a extensive wall of hieroglyphics that were only readable by the men archaeologists. The postscript was totally illegible until a woman nearby came in. And the PS said, men, with 3 exclamation points. The only thing that we could figure is that a woman came in after the men had put this on the wall and made her own comment.
Actually, further discoveries said it said men. Can't live with them, can't send them to the afterlife.
And speaking of men, we have one of our generic news leak experts on hand to give you an inside report on women who collect men. So let's bring in our science and technology expert, Keith Anderson.
Keith, you coming in?
Yeah, Doug and Sue, I'm here at the Cow Palace where there's a convention of women who collect men. It's quite fascinating. You would have expected to see a lot more men in an activity like this, but evidently the women did not bring them with them, so to speak. That's why as you look behind me, you'll see a whole herd, so to speak, of nervous women who feel somewhat out of place without what they would consider their harems. Now, I've had a chance to interview a few of them. I was forced to talk with several of them who seem to be collecting, much as a bee might go out and collect pollen. In fact, legs were rubbed on me at many points during the interview. Now, I don't want to say this is a place that makes you nervous, but it is buzzing in a way that you believe you might be stung if you're a man.
Excuse me, Keith?
Yes,
May
yes, Sue?
I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
When you had your legs rubbed, what effect did it have on you?
Well, it left a lot of yellow sticky stuff down there. It looks like powder, but I think it's some kind of a marking agent. It's really hard to tell. There are a lot of booths here selling fragrance and marking pens, little labels, things that the women can personalize, and then they can tattoo booths, in fact,
Excuse me,
where they
Keith?
can have them marked, have the men marked in a way that they'll recognize them even in the dark.
Excuse me, Keith.
Yes.
I can't help but point out you didn't answer my question.
That's one of his trademarks.
I'm sorry, Sue, I didn't hear you. What was that?
The question was, how did you feel when it happened? Did you notice any change in your behavior or in your emotional state when the yellow sticky stuff was rubbed on your legs? What effect did it have on you, Keith?
Could you turn that into a quantifiable question? Something that I could answer? I'm not sure. Is that an emotional kind of issue? Because what I'm finding here is that a lot of the questions are really not dealing with emotional issues, but are ones purely of quantity and quality. The women are looking for large numbers of men to follow them. They're talking about what they have to offer. What they might expect if they were grouped into their particular harem, that kind of thing. Does that answer that, Sue?
No, it certainly doesn't, Keith. I was actually doing scientific research on this. When you add one ingredient to another, sometimes there's a chemical reaction. I was wondering if you noticed any chemical reaction inside you.
Inside me. I can't see inside me, Sue, so that would be difficult to say speaking here, of course. Now, that's not something I could address directly. However, perhaps one of the women, no, let's not try that. That looks dangerous. Let's just say that it's not perhaps something I'd want to repeat, but if I can wash it off, I'll bring some of it in for you.
Thank you, Keith.
Good, Sue. Thank you. It has been a pleasure.
Okay, that's why Keith is our science and technology expert. Well, anyway, we also have next coming up our consumer alert reporter, Mimi Deegan, reporting on the hidden dangers of the pogo stick. You might want to stay tuned for this because it's very important. It could save your life. Mimi, are you around?
Yes, right here, Doug.
Yes, Mimi. I hear there's they're drafting legislation in Sacramento and in Washington to try to ban the pogo stick because of what you found?
Yes, well, Doug, not any pogo stick, specifically one pogo stick. It's called the Igo Pogo, and it's from the Igo company. This pogo stick was built to jump higher and farther than any in the history of men and women, and they started jumping just between San Francisco and Daly City in one leap. One man actually got from Berkeley to Oakland, but the trouble came last week when a man attempted a jump from Stockton to Fresno and crashed into a bungee jumper. They both ended up in the hospital, and now the Federal Safety Commission is looking at these pogo sticks as a definite health hazard.
Well, that's frightening, Mimi. That's incredible. I'm shocked and stunned. Well, I'm shocked and she's stunned, actually.
Yes, as I was upon hearing these reports. I must say that the people who've used them and haven't had accidents are very happy and say it is a feeling akin to flying through the air, like flying from El Cerrito to Albany, which I think must be pretty exciting if you do it safely.
Have you gotten any comment from the actual manufacturer?
Yes, I contacted them this morning, and Mr. James Emo of the Igo Pogo Company said to me that these were field tested in, I believe he said, Belize, and that no one was hurt there, and the worst that happened was someone jumped from the coast and ended up in the Caribbean, but then swam to shore. So he sees that they're not a health hazard when used correctly.
I see, and terrain would seem to be a large part of that correctness.
Yes, absolutely.
So we probably won't be seeing much of them around the Bay Area with the particular terrain hazards that we have, wouldn't you say?
Yes. For right now, the legislation that's being drafted is that they can only be used around bodies of water where there are no other people or vehicles.
So they'll be big in Belize then?
Yes. There's a club starting in Belize.
Thank you, Mimi. It's an eye-opening report, and you certainly put a cramp in my Christmas. So, Sue, you've been talking with our investigative reporter.
I have, and some very startling things have come from his in-depth inside report. Our investigative reporter, Scott Keck, has been going undercover in the Ku Klux Klan. And he's come back with some surprising stories that have actually blown the lid off some conceptions that most people have about the Ku Klux Klan. Scott, are you there?
Keep your voice down. I'm just outside of the meeting where the Grand Eagle and the High Wizard are initiating some new members into the clan. I am in what they call deep cover. Down here in Macon County, Georgia.
Your voice sounds a little muffled and soggy.
Well, I've had a pinch between my cheek and gum for the last 6 weeks.
That's what I thought.
Now, as you said, it is the new clan, and they are using many high-tech devices to recruit new members. There is, in fact, a Ku Klux Klan chain letter going around. You are asked not to break the chain, or your family will be killed. It's been very effective.
Wow.
And also, the Klan is now faxing images of burning crosses to black businesses and some of the Korean-owned businesses. However, this doesn't seem to be very effective, as the Klan have bought their fax machine from the DAC catalog, and it was a factory service model, and the burning crosses come out looking more like a smudgy diagram of the intersection in downtown Macon. The businessmen think they're receiving junk faxes from a carry-out food place, and the Klan's campaign of terror by fax has been largely unsuccessful.
I'm glad to hear that. Scott, one of the things that I was very surprised to hear was that the change in the Ku Klux Klan's costumes. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, following close on the heels of the Olympics in Barcelona, Spain, the Klan has secured the services of a well-known American designer, Harry Ellis. And the Klan will be resplendent in uniforms of all natural fiber this spring. We'll see Billy Bob and Jim Bob Jeff ready for anything with their sequin axe handles and their shoulder length robes, shortened for the warm climate. And you will see lots of yellows and deep primary colors everywhere.
Well, that will be a change then, won't it?
Yes, as will the runway modeling segment of each Klan rally.
And how are some of the old guard taking these new innovative, modernized ideas?
Well, there seems to be a schism in the Klan. I believe the breakup began when many of the high Klan council wished to have their portraits taken in their hoods and placed in the Faces International catalog.
Yes, I see.
Well, that's a stunning report, Scott. Excuse me. I don't want to blow your cover.
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
I'm gonna get on back in there to the meeting because they're fixing to serve that spam quiche.
Conditions that these guys suffer while we're standing here with our hair combed and our suits
In the
pressed.
safety of the studio.
Thanks
It's really,
goodness, yes.
yes.
Well, another tragedy has befallen the United States in the space race. The shuttle astronauts who have been up there for a long period of time, remember that married couple that was experimenting with sex? Well, they in fact proved the theory that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, because they actually attempted outer space coupling while going around the shuttle in their spacesuits. The husband apparently had an orgasm and flew off into the sun.
Her wife was slammed backwards into the space shuttle itself, knocked temporarily unconscious, but luckily her lifeline held, and they were able to drag her back into the ship.
Unfortunately, she's got a bad case of amnesia, so at least it'll kind of soften it for a little while. But we want to salute those brave astronauts for giving their lives and a few other things in space. Well, anyway, I hate to end on this note, but hey, Sue, we'll be back at 10.
That's right.
That's right, with another report. I'm Doug Kassel.
And I'm Sue Walden.
And feel free to take a news leak with us anytime.
What I'd like from you now is a last line of a scene. Last bit of dialogue.
My mother said it would work.
My mother said
It would work.
it would work. And how about a location where two people might be? Where's a location?
Meat freezer.
In a sauna, I heard first. And I'm going to put this last line here. That's this. For our players. My mother said it would work. Give me a first line for the scene that's totally unrelated to that.
Bananas. I love bananas.
Bananas? I love bananas. Thank you.
Bananas. I love bananas. I can't believe it. I mean, the tree is actually fruiting? That's amazing. I wouldn't have thought in this part of the world that we have the place to ourselves, don't we? I wouldn't think that they would fruit in this section. It seems like the nights would be too cold. Did you order it, or was it a gift?
Don't play so coy with me. You know damn good and well that I bought that banana tree the night you were out fooling around with Marge. I know all about it. I know all about your little affair. And every time I pluck one of those ripe bananas from that tree, it's like a yellow, squishy steak right in my heart.
It wasn't my idea. She said send it to you without the name on it. I thought it was a horrible joke. I didn't want to do it.
You two bruised my trust, just like those bananas bruise every time they fall to the ground because Marge isn't around to pick them anymore.
It started so innocently. Well, you're the one who asked if I could help with the dishwasher. I was just there fixing it. I was underneath the sink.
Yeah, she never could resist butt crack on a redheaded man. You know, I'd never seen you wear your belt that low until that afternoon either. From the inside, I don't think so. Your freckled little lumbar region was winking up at her. What chance did she have?
You make it sound so dirty, so silly. I mean, this is really hard for me.
And in my own sunken Rathskeller.
How much do you know? Did she tell you everything?
Oh yeah, she told me everything before she left.
She's left? She's gone?
Yeah, she packed up last night. She went to Vegas.
I can't believe this. I can't believe it.
So I guess that extra ticket to Belize will just have to get cashed in. Mr. World Traveler.
Did she say anything to you before she left?
Goodbye.
That's it?
She wanted me to send her a cutting from the banana tree, but I said, yeah, right. So you can grow one in Las Vegas and ridicule the fruit from my banana tree like you ridiculed me? No, I don't think so. You're not just doing this to change the subject, are you? That fake epileptic fit when I beat you at Bumper Pool 2 years ago at the office Christmas party. Okay.
What happened?
Well, I hesitate to tell you this, but I saved your life. I had to stop and think about it, though. It was that CPR deal.
It's so hot.
You're in sauna.
I can't believe you did that.
Well, I never believed all that crap I see on Rescue 911 or anything anyway. I think that's all just recreation. I should have let you die. I should have let you die. Say it. Say, I should have let you die.
You should have let me die.
Thank you. But I didn't.
It was really nice. It was really special. I feel closer to you now. I feel like we can be friends again. What, you?
One condition. You have to water and prune the banana tree every day for the rest of your natural life. And I get your Redskins tickets.
guess that banana tree will really want us both, won't it?
Okay, we can keep it. I hear banana leaves falling.
Okay, I get your drift. You know, I meant it not to be painful for you. I really did.
Well, you know, everybody, all my friends thought we were meant for each other. You know, you being my best man. I mean, who'd have thunk it? You know, her folks, everybody. Even my mother said it would work.
What is something that you deal with regularly as an adult that you didn't have to even be concerned with as a child?
Money. Checkbooks.
Okay, what did you say? Mortgage. So around the whole idea of money? Mortgage. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's Ruffy and Miss Natalie.
Hi.
We're here to sing you a song and show you cartoons and play. We got workbook assignments for you. And look who we have today. We have Mr. Music.
Oh, hello. It's so great to be back after all these months.
Yes. We're glad that Mr. Music came back from the home.
I'm feeling much better now.
Are you ready, Ruffy?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Well, when you go to buy a home, be sure you don't move in alone, 'cause you might not have enough money. Make sure you have a honey.
Good advice. Well, if you find a place to stay, the rest of the life you'll have to pay. If you really like your place, you'll have to not get surgery for your wife's face.
That's right.
I learned the hard way.
Let's tell him some more.
I thought it was your turn. Okay.
Well, I moved in, I was in such a state. I didn't know whether to get a fixed or an adjustable rate. I called my banker on the phone. He said, you make the decision. It's your home.
Ah, I didn't know it was
I
that
had to make
simple.
the decision myself.
Well, if you find you have to borrow, you better not wait until tomorrow, because the mafia charge you a lot, and they will bury you under a lot. Just like Jimmy Hoffa, ladies and gentlemen.
So when you buy yourself a house, be sure you look and see if there's a mouse. Look for other critters too, 'cause they will take it out from under you.
That's wonderful advice, Miss Natalie. All you boys and girls, I want you to know, when you grow up and have a mortgage, take this advice, okay?
That's right.
That's right. We have a little golden book of adult songs, and we can send it out to you if you just send us in $4.95.
Of course, the best thing that we didn't sing about is to have a rich mommy or a daddy, and they will buy you the house.
That's right. You can live in it until... Well, we'll talk about that next week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Anyway, we want to thank Miss Natalie for coming, and Mr. Music. And we'll be back again next week. See ya!
Thank you, Mr. Music. Mr. Music would like you all to know he was acquitted on those charges. They never proved anything. For our next series of scenes, we are going to get our suggestions, if you will, from another place other than your wonderfully witty minds and mouths. We're going to take our suggestions for this next piece of wonderful improvisation from Mr. Joe Paulino, our musician. We call this improvising with music, and the way it works is that Joe will start playing something. He has some wonderful little electronic boxes back there. And he'll play something that hopefully we haven't heard before, and back there we'll listen to it and go, what the hell do we do now? And then we'll come out and do something. So as you hear the music, think to yourself, what might I do if I was in this
You make it
situation?
sound so unappealing.
It's really appealing, though.
As he calls from the distant mountain, his heart having been broken by the war lost and his love slain, he cries to the moon as it rises over the remains of the city he was born in. As Ionantha walks onto the battlefield, as Ionantha walks onto the battlefield, his heart cannot help but cry out the anguish that he has felt that day, and the disappointment that he realizes that his hopes will not be fulfilled. As he approaches the grave of his mother, he remembers her wise words. And kneeling to read the inscription, prays out loud. Suddenly bursting upon the scene is his sister, who he has presumed at this point to have been dead. Expressing both his surprise and grief in one short sentence, he rises to his feet and they rush into each other's arms. Joy overwhelms them as they explain quickly to each other what they have known and seen over the last week. As the sun sets, their tears are shed.
Not even a little tonic water. Damn. I put my teeth in and went over to the cabinet and got myself out a 4-day old bagel. Chased the critters away and scraped the fuzz off. Put it on my coat hanger and fired up the gas stove. Yeah, I reached out on the windowsill where I keep my cream cheese. Grabbed me a pigeon while I was at it. Can't always get him if my arthritis is acting up. Sometimes I just... Lick on, man, lick on. It's my lucky day, though. Looks like I'd have me some chicken with that green tea. So I was sitting there at the fire escape clucking my breakfast. Miss Hauser from next door, stick her head out. She said, "What you doing plugging that pigeon on the fire escape?" I said, "I'm making breakfast, old woman, don't be a fool. And give me a cigarette." "I ain't gonna give you no cigarette. Why you plugging a pigeon on my fire escape?" I said, "Don't be no fool, just give me a cigarette." So she did, like she always do. Then I went in, lit my cigarette off the stove, turned my toast off. You know, just the way I like it. Carboniferous. On one side, lily white on the other. Just like the town I live in. Black on one side, white on the other. They two ain't never gonna meet. See, all the way black, all the way white. Same with toast. Gonna be that way forever, yeah. So then I took me up that pigeon on the same coat hanger I made my toast on. Miss Hal will be banging on the wall. Quit singing that toast making
Governor Wilson, the reporters here, they want to talk to you about the austerity program.
Yeah, man. Give me some time, little pigeon for breakfast.
That was Improvising with Music with Joe Paulino. What's an object you have, a thing you have that you would hate to lose? Your shoe? Okay. Your shoe.
This place, you better lock up.
I got it.
I think you're you're a fool for waiting though.
Something I gotta do.
Well, I've been a fool, but I ain't one now. You notice when I'm leaving, I'm getting a good night's sleep. Just forget about it.
Wish I could. She's kind of familiar, you know? Like an old belt or an old shoe.
You calling me, Tom?
Oh, I just kind of talking the blues.
Sounded like you were referring to me like a friendly old shoe. Something you had around isn't brand new. Something comfy, soft and warm like I am. Is that what you're talking about, Tom?
You talk about something as familiar as an old shoe. But all you wanna do is walk over me like dew. I can't take that from you anymore at all.
That's too bad. I had in mind a special night when where we'd sit in front of a fire close and tight. I'd rub your back, you'd rub my feet, and we'd remember that special day. Remember when we met?
You had in mind a special night,
That's right.
but instead I sit here getting tight.
I noticed that.
I think what you want is to bring me down to the ground.
No, baby, it's not true.
You walk on me like
I've
an
been
old
real
Jew.
bad.
What's worse, I think, you know what you do. The way you walk, it makes me blue.
Like an old shoe.
You do.
Trust me, baby, come on. Come on.
Well, the lingo of the speakeasy time to take a 10-minute powder. As we say in improv, it's break time. So take 10 minutes, cool off a little bit, enjoy the refreshments, put your name on the mailing list, check out the sweatshirts and all the fun stuff out front. And a reminder that you can do this at home. We have workshops and there's all kinds of information out front. So enjoy yourselves for 10 minutes and then come back and enjoy yourselves for another hour. See you in 10.
Half, which we will start differently than the first, just to demark it as separate and distinct from the first. And how will we do that, you'll say? Boy, I'm glad you asked. Because we don't need a verbal suggestion. We don't need a musical suggestion. What we need is to be able to hold on to your suggestion in a physical fashion. We would like an actual, real, physical object that we can't break, hurt, or turn in for money. Right here. Okay, sure.
It's.
I'm guessing. Well, now, come on. I'm guessing she carries this around with her on a regular basis. Let's see what we might make out of this.
Well, I don't know what the rest of your friends at Dykes on Bikes are going to think about this, but all right, I'll go along with it.
No, it's true, Unc. I saw a saber-toothed tiger. I grabbed him and pulled it out, and he was crying like hell.
Now, many of you find them distressing, but as you see in this large model, a typical white hair grows much like a standard white hair.
Let the crystal heal you. Let it work for you.
Well, Frank, it doesn't matter, I got him. Frank, it's a nice idea, but if you're going to stay in business, you're going to need wicks on these candles.
Oh, Central?
Next time I take a clown gig at an S&M party.
So we have some visuals now on how that astronaut actually went off into the sun.
Yes, we at the Shane Company find that the larger stone is...
And then the small pollywog leaps through the water until suddenly it turns into... Who built this model?
Diddle!
There's been an epidemic. People have been steering the gear shifts to Yugos.
Yeah, I'm a real unicorn. What do you think I am?
Whose was this, and do you want it back? This part of our show is called Life. We're going to do several scenes on one main theme. And these are themes that run through everyone's life in an important way. Some of the themes we've had recently have been things like death, sex, justice, matriarchy we had one week, puberty. So I want you to think about this one just for a minute and tell us a theme that you would like to see several scenes on.
Politics.
Ooh, childbirth. Politics I heard first. Thank you.
This is the sign that I made for him. Do you think he'll like it? Vote Jimmy for president of the senior class. Do you think he'll notice me if he sees that?
Mary Ellen, you spelled his name wrong.
Oh, no!
It says vote Ginny.
Oh, well, I'm sure he hasn't seen it yet. Let me take it. Oh, no! Oh, Grody! Oh, stolen! I gotta get it down!
No, it's fine, yeah.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
We've been working real hard on your campaign.
That's really good.
Hi, Jimmy!
The torch has been passed, and I'm going to lead a new generation of student councils.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, I'm working
and
on
I
it.
know you'll just be wonderful.
Yes,
Hi,
thank you.
Jimmy.
Hi.
I want to be on your campaign committee or whatever you call it. I want to be one of your #1 fans in your club.
Okay. You can be on my steering committee, so go that way.
I'm good. I've made a bunch of signs for you. They just need a little tiny fixing, Jimmy.
Great, okay, well fix them up. I'm not good at graphics, I'm an idea guy.
Isn't he wonderful? Well, an idea guy.
Yes, he is, Mary Ellen, and no one knows it better than I do.
So,
Me.
yeah, well, why don't you show me what you got?
Oh, it's just a rough sketch that I just kind of threw together,
That's
and
okay.
I spelled everything wrong on purpose so no one would think it was done and put it up on the wall. So everything's spelled wrong.
Well, that says something. It says that I can deal with ambiguity. It says that I'm not striving for perfection, that students have a right to be wrong sometimes.
Why?
You sound like Dan Quayle.
What's a physical object that you associate with politics?
Potatoes. So
Potatoes. The eyes have it. Tell me again, Granddad, about the potato wars and how it changed everything around here. I really like that story. You remember how you were telling me how the two sides of it argued?
Want to hear that one again, huh?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah,
And while you're doing it, why don't you peel these? Don't eat it raw, hon. It's not good for you.
There's always a catch around his house.
There. I'll get your favorite kinds of peelers.
She hasn't seen my favorite kind of peeler for 40 years.
You like the broad
Thank you,
one,
dear.
and you like the long one.
So do you, if I recall. Your father will tell you about that joke when you're older. Well, where did we leave off?
Here's the bowl for the clean one.
Bless you, Margaret. You're my rock and my inspiration.
I love you too, dear. The hickey in your ear.
I'd rather be rubbed all over with a raw potato. So where did we leave off?
Well, you were just telling me how the village folks had all gathered in the center of the town.
Well, we all gathered in the center of the town.
You told me that part.
Am I telling the story? Send you back to your folks' house for the rest of the summer, you know. All right. We all gathered in the middle of the town. Right in the middle of the town, the center.
I got it.
All right, you're just making sure. All right. So there we were in the middle of the town, and right there where that statue is today.
In the center.
A statue of that big Idaho spud with little eyes around the edges, and that brave man holding it up with his hoe. So we all
Explain to
gathered.
me again, Grandpa, how he was holding up the potato with the hoe.
Well, okay. See, what happened was during the potato wars, there's these big mutant potatoes, and the rebels would put them like deadfalls. They'd paste leaves all over them, and they'd blend in with the trees, and an unsuspecting colonist would go by and trip them, and the potato would squish them, just fall on them. So this little girl tripped this potato deadfall, and this farmer happened to be going by with his hoe. He was going to his field to hoe his potatoes, and he heard her scream. Then he saw this giant potato rocking on its foundation. It was going to mash her. And he ran over and wedged his hoe under it. That heroic act became a rallying point for the colonists, and the rebel scourge was flushed out forever after that.
And they took the hoe entirely, that one hoe?
Well, I mean, you might say that one little hoe hoed out the weeds of dissent and made the garden of democracy safe again.
Wow.
So that's why that statue stands there.
We need a whole today.
Be careful where you say that, son.
Come here, quick. Amy, come here. Look, I just wanted you to know, like, I'm sick of Scott and that rap stuff. And Doug is just not funny anymore. And I think, like, the time is right, you know? You want to take this group over? I'm with you, man. 100%. I could see it now. Mimi's Flash Family.
I'll do it.
I'll back you
How
up
do we
on it.
start?
Well, you start, and I'll follow you. But I'm with you. I think this is it. I mean, like, and they don't appreciate your work.
You're right.
I was listening to Keith. He's just like, oh, Mimi, that poet thing she does. I'm so sick of that poet thing. He doesn't like you no matter what he says. I'll back you up. You want to get a group together? I'm with you 100%. I totally am. I just want to, don't
Joe, here's the $20 you wanted from me to start the group.
Thank you.
Hi, Mimi.
Hi, Mimi.
Bye, Joe.
Nothing. Hi. Thanks. I didn't
I
really
think
expect
you're right about
to come
Scott
here. Oh, he
entirely.
Wait a minute, honey. If I invite my dad and his new girlfriend, that means that your mom won't come?
That's right.
This is ridiculous. We go through this every year.
Well, you know, it all goes back to that time when my mom and your dad were, you know, a little bit interested in each other, and then
Well, those were the days.
he's got other
Jesus
girlfriends,
Christ.
and you know.
Well, this is ridiculous. We got to work this out, okay? We can't have these two camps every time we want to have a meal together. You know, they've got to learn to adjust. You know, I don't know what she has against him anyway. Besides that.
Well, you've got to admit, you know, your dad walks in with these 25-year-olds, and I don't know, it's sort of like a slap in the face to her.
Well, that's only because she's widowed. See, she's jealous. That's all it is. Thank you. You know, I just don't understand the animosity. Okay, so Darlene is dumb as spit, but you know she's got a good heart.
You're right. I like Darlene. She's good for your dad.
Yeah,
I mean, he never wore jeans and Nikes before.
that's right. Absolutely. Yeah, now he's thinking all these new ideas and everything. I think that's what pisses your mom off.
What's that?
She's a Democrat.
So am I.
Yeah, but your mom doesn't give you the same stuff she gives my dad.
Yeah, you're right.
She's already accepted you as her fallen daughter. You know,
Just
you
because
didn't
I
marry
married
who you were supposed to.
I know.
I rescued you from a life of luxury.
Well, listen, maybe we could fix Mom up with someone. Then it wouldn't matter who your dad brought to dinner.
I think we should put the extra 3 leaves in the table, sit her at one end with whoever we come up with for a date, sit Dad and Darlene over here, and they can kiss each other on the ear and stuff like that and giggle. And you and I will sit in the middle and just pass the gravy.
How about if we invite them on different nights?
It didn't work, remember? We invited your mom on Friday night, we invited my dad on Saturday night, they got it wrong. They both showed up at the same time anyway.
I remember.
I mean, they're sort of psychically connected in their hatred of each other. You know? Like this Mobius strip of dysfunction. It just it never stops and never starts. It's just always there. No matter how we try to get around it, we just have to deal with it every time.
Well, we could get divorced, and then they wouldn't ever have to see each other.
They'd be so happy.
I
They
know.
really would.
Oh, hi, Robert.
Oh, hi, Sally. You've been out running, huh?
Yep.
get one of these too with the yellow envelope?
I did.
Huh. It's got my name. Well, at least it's personalized enough to have names on it. The shoes fitting pretty well?
They fit great. That was a great suggestion. Yeah.
They look nice on you too. I like the orange, the orange and the purple. They're making them in so many colors.
Yeah,
It's really amazing. Oh, come on. I can't believe these liberals. I mean, do you believe that? Is that a stupid idea? I mean, you gotta cut trees down, or you're not gonna have paper and lumber and toilet paper. I mean, how would they feel then, huh?
Wait a minute, I was just about to say this is a great idea. Did we get the same letter?
You kidding me? You believe in all that owl stuff?
Do you realize how many species we've already killed off? How many animals?
Yeah, see, and
never, ever
we're no
will be seen
worse
by
off for it
anyone?
now, are we?
Well,
I mean,
wait a minute. How do you know?
name five. Name five.
Okay, there's that. In Tasmania, there's that Tasmanian tiger.
We
that
don't
looks
even
like
live
a wolf.
close to Tasmania. Has it affected you in any way?
It's affected the ecosystem.
Are you enjoying your new sneakers?
Yes, but they don't come from Tasmania.
No, but they're made out of all sorts of synthetic materials which come from earthbound products which you are very willing to use and pay for.
Excuse me? You want to try and say that another way?
What I'm trying to say is that many a tiger has died,
for
fallen to
shoes.
the ground, decomposed, and become mineral substances which then get turned into materials which are refined and became those Nikes.
Right, became my
What you
Nikes,
don't
that's
understand
right.
is you're
What
just
you
using
don't
up the world. You don't have the slightest you don't have a chance to way of the world.
Fellow beings, welcome to our evening of empowerment, and thank you for signing up on the 4 times recycled paper with the non-environmentally destroying leaded pencils, which are actually made from recycled paper plates and charcoal briquettes from backyard barbecues. The Society's aim, as you know, is to make the entire world politically correct for everyone, regardless of race, creed, color, or particular challenging situation in life. And so we have a slideshow here that has our artist conceptions of what the Earth might look like if we were in fact to have our way. Could I have the first slide, please? You'll notice here that these differently abled mountain climbers have just scaled, of course, the highest mountain in the world, K2. Of course, K2 has now been leveled off to be approximately 3 feet tall, with an incline of not more than 17 degrees on a 26-foot slope, with, of course, rails and a lift for chairs. The climber over there on the right-hand side has just finished the difficult ascent of the north face, which consists of 4 very broad and shallow stairs. Next slide, please. And here we have the exciting whitewater rafting on the new politically correct Colorado River. Yes, the Colorado River. It's been widened and it's been made much, much slower. The Colorado River is now approximately 9 inches deep and is made of super salty water so that nothing can sink into it. These exciting rafters are witnessing a plunge over the Devil's Falls. This incredible falls measures a full 12 inches in height and features a heady rush at approximately 6 miles per hour down into the death-defying rapids of Boulder Way. The boulders, of course, are padded with neoprene to prevent the rafters from injuring themselves. May I have the next slide, please? And here we have one of the last great challenges, of course, hang gliding on the slopes of Kilimanjaro. Of course, since Kilimanjaro is now only 4.5 feet above sea level, the hang gliding has been made much safer. You notice the bungee cord attached to the hang glider's back. For those who are unable to grasp the principles of hang gliding, you can still feel that same feeling of flight and freedom, even though you are hopelessly uncoordinated. The man kneeling is being blessed by the resident non-denominational faith-healing channeler, who is available to provide spiritual guidance no matter what your chakras might look like. Next slide, please. And here we have a very interesting sight. These are two former ranchers, and they're arguing over the merits of the ethicalness of keeping cows made out of soybeans. That's right. These imitation soya cows are sometimes kept in small stalls where they can't turn around. The cows are milked twice a day for the lovely soy milk, but since they're not really alive, the farmers' debate continues. Next slide, please. This is the final slide in our presentation. It's a beautiful, non-denominational, non-judgmental, no-pressure wedding ceremony. In these wedding ceremonies, the couples are dressed in identical clothing with hoods over their heads, and they face with their backs to the congregation. The minister likewise wears a mask and performs a completely non-denominational ceremony made up of politically correct phrases and vague, comforting wordings. No one is asked to object in case they want to stand up and say something before the couple ties the knot. And the couples are not forced to say "I do" or give a kiss, unless of course they're wearing their dental dams. Thank you so much for coming to our slide presentation this evening, and if you'd like to see the entire world made politically correct, we urge you to join, give and give often, and please take one of our lovely environmentally sound brochures printed on the back of the toilet paper you were using earlier this evening. Thank you.
So, want some more gravy, Dad?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Honey, sit down, please.
Well, I'm worried about Mom. She's been in the bathroom now.
That's fine. I've heard at least 5 flushes, so she's still alive.
She's more exciting in there than she is at the dinner table. At least she's making some noise.
So you were talking about the convention, Dad?
Yeah, we had a great time. Darlene was really spectacular. You realize that her group won the cheerleading contest.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't believe the kind of things they sell, the pom-poms, the special, some of the things that they're still using. It's really exciting and amazing. And we just had a super time.
See, I had no idea you had that much of an interest in collegiate sports.
You okay, Mom? I'm fine, dear. Would you like some more wine? No,
Gravy, some gravy.
I'll have a little more gravy on my potatoes.
It hasn't hardened up yet, so.
No, I think perhaps we've all had enough gravy.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's a joke, Dad.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't a joke.
No, I could tell.
It wasn't. You start babbling when you've had a second glass of wine.
Babbling? Don't say that to my son. He's not babbling, okay? He was.
Hey, Dad. And you get very protective of me, and I end up having to stay longer in the bathroom, and
At your age, I guess that's pretty normal, huh?
and you just get your normal abusive defensive self.
What?
I'll have some more water. I will get you some more water, and I have something to say here. We have been discussing all day how to get you two to get along. We love you. We want you to come over to dinner together. But you seem to react like oil and water whenever you're in the same room.
Hardly. We don't get far enough apart. We should separate if we were oil and water.
So I, for one, am going to leave and go for a walk, and I hope my husband will come with me, and we'll let you two work it out.
I'll join you. I'll just.
Actually, it sounds like a lovely
Yeah,
idea.
If we're all going to go, why don't we just all stay here?
I'll stay then, and you go.
Yeah, let's the 3 of us go.
Would you stay and work it out? Come on.
Stop that. It's a nervous habit you have.
Well, we'll be back in 15, 20 minutes, as long as it takes to get down to the 7-Eleven and back.
What a silly notion. Is this a silly notion or what?
You want some more gravy?
Why?
Yes, I could use some more gravy.
It's right there by you.
That's true, it is. This is really a silly notion. They've had silly notions before, like the one when they decided to marry each other. This is sillier.
I don't know, they seem pretty happy together.
That's true. I'm very surprised by that. I really didn't think that they'd get along very well. Couldn't imagine two kids coming from such different families getting along as well as they do. Why do you think that is?
Because we're not around much.
You may be onto something. May I ask you a question?
Well, at least you won't be talking about yourself that way. No, go ahead, go ahead.
I'll only ask if you promise to answer and not get snotty.
I'd like to hear the question.
You want to make a bet? Would you like to make a bet?
Okay.
I'll bet you won't be able to help yourself from answering in a snotty fashion. I'll bet you $5.
$5 right there. Just put it right there by the carrots. Go ahead.
What do you see in that 25-year-old Vinbet?
I should have bet you couldn't have asked a non-snide question.
But you didn't. She's cute. I'll grant you that. She's cute. Got a lot of bounce all around her.
You going to answer the question for me?
Is that the answer?
No, that was a question.
I won't answer your question.
Agreeableness. Attention. A willingness to listen to me occasionally. That's not too easily sidetracked by her own thoughts.
That's not a snotty answer. Take the 5. It's worth it. That's something I've wondered ever since I met you and you came in with her. And frankly, since we're in the same generation, I found it a little bit offensive. And I have to say that I formed some very strong stereotypes about you as a result of them.
It wasn't snotty, but it wasn't very agreeable, unless maybe that's the gravy rumbling inside.
Your answer wasn't snotty at all.
No, but
You want to make a snotty reply and give me back the tip?
no, I'll just live in the discomfort of knowing that there's probably more that I didn't say. And enjoy the $10.
Pass the wine.
What is it about politics that just makes you go, don't?
Money.
Everything I heard first. Thank you. Give me some juice there, baby. Well, it's that time again. Y'all know why I'm here. Yeah. It's almost too easy. Almost too easy. Well, they thought he had style and they thought he had grace, but then Ross Perot, he done pull out of the race. Now, you talk about him with spite and derision, but for Ross Perot, it was a business decision. He couldn't buy the White House for 100 mil, and he thought he'd better find himself a shill. So he got old Bill and old Al Gore, and he said, I'm gonna make myself some more cash in the barrelhead when they get elected to the highest office in the land. Now, I can't blame a little short dude like that. Hey, he had the White House in his hand. Now, the other guys on the other side of the race, hey, Bush and Quayle, they're losing face, man. Bush is doing about face all the time, and the abortion thing, you know, it just don't rhyme. You got the economic policy, it's like shaking out monkeys from a barrel tree. Cause you and me and the folks without jobs, Bush makes us feel like lazy slobs. And old Murphy Brown and old Danny Boy Q, about family values, what is Murphy gonna do? Now you get the politicians and you stir them in a soup, and everybody looks down and smells like poop. Cause you know politics is a sticky thing. I don't know what to say about politics when I sing. When you throw your hat into the ring, you gotta be willing to get rid of some things like your self-respect and your integrity and your financial statement for the world to see. All your little affairs and skeletons in the closet. Man, everybody's gonna say, I saw it, and you know the Empire will be after you, and the paparazzi and reporters too. So if you want to enter a political race, you better get a little old semi-face out of the closet in the jar where it lives. Cause man, when you're in politics, anything gives you the right to do whatever you might feel, any kind of mission, any dirty deal, like Iran-Contra arms and the thing in Iraq. Hey, I wish we could take old Desert Storm back, man, all those lives and the billions of bucks. I tell you folks, I think it really sucks, you know, politics ain't my bag right off the bat. I gotta tell you something, I don't know where it's at, cause politics to me is a big mystery. You take everybody and you send them out to sea on a little tiny boat and you let whoever's left. That's what I say, man, put them on a raft, and when one of them gets out to an island, they can make a life for themselves, cause they can build an empire under a palm tree. Nobody but you and me to worry about the things that they might screw up, like the economy or the budget. Hey, it's tough, but you know what the warrants coming out of Sacramento, all the banks, you know, they say it made it then, though they ain't gonna argue, they ain't gonna honor them. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. So politics, man, I think we should all stay out. Just get up, just go out and shout. When November rolls around, go to the little booth, get on inside and sink your tooth into the democratic process and cast your vote. Hey, it's gotta make a difference, and that's all she wrote. Now, my little rap on politics is almost through, and I got one thing to say to you. If you don't go out and cast your ballot, I don't wanna hear it. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear you whining about the state of affairs if you didn't go out and do your fair share. That's what democracy is all about. So you got to get your vote. You got to get out. And that's politics. That's all I got to say. That's politics.
El presidente has been shot.
It's about time.
It's true. You know what that means?
Yes, it is ours to rule.
Yes, yours in particular, because you are the jefe and I'm the little jefina.
Don't forget that either. It's not loaded. You must lose those nervous shakes you have. For ahead of us lies a rough voyage and dangerous seas.
Look, the people, they're gathering. They know.
They smell blood.
Yes.
Even now they gather to see which of the vultures shall leave with the flesh.
It's you, Generalissimo. They want you.
Generalissimo! Generalissimo! Let them want for a while. It shall make them more hungry.
Well, they're pretty hungry now, Generalissimo. That's why they shot the presidente. If I may be so bold in my speaking.
You may, but remember, it is I who lead at the prow.
Yes, please, have one of your cigars. Keep it down there.
That is also why we do not walk to the balcony right now.
Please, you must wave at them or they're going to shoot at us.
Tell you what, you walk out and wave.
But you are
Move your lips and I will talk.
just like before.
Congratulations, small people. It's a little early to let them know who's leading the country yet. Tomorrow we will talk to them.
Oh, Bill! First lady! I'm gonna be first lady!
That's right, honey. I want to play the saxophone at my inauguration.
You know, these posters don't look so bad. I think you should see them from a better angle, though.
Freeze! Short, pithy little political scene. Did you catch all of it? I know it happened pretty quickly. Let's ask them to show that to you again, just so that you can catch all the intrigue and political machinations going on in that scene. All right, would you replay this for us, please?
Oh, Bill! First lady! I'm gonna be first lady!
That's right. And I'm going to play saxophone at the inauguration.
These posters turned out great. I think you should see them from a better angle.
Governor, smile this direction, please.
Freeze! Did they do it? Did you see the detail that time? Did you see it more clearly? Not clearly enough? Would you guys please do this in slow motion so we can look at it even closer?
Thank you, Mrs. Roosevelt.
Oh, Bill! I'm gonna be first lady!
Honey.
I'll play saxophone at the inauguration.
This posters turned out great. But I think you should see them from a
Glitter,
better
smile this way, please.
Now you saw all the detail, right? Nice job, guys. It's rather universal, so let's put this in another style. What's a movie style you've seen before?
Western.
Western. Let's see this political scene, Western style.
Oh, Bill! I'm so excited. I'm gonna be the wife of the sheriff of this town.
That's right, honey. I'm going to play saxophone on the Ponderosa.
Can't do it, Mr. Clinton. These here posters turn out great. I think get a bit from
Hey, Governor,
Freeze! How about another style?
Japanese samurai.
Japanese samurai, please.
Oh, it's the Swedish samurai.
Right. Thanks for clarifying that.
Hi! Ichiban Ninoki Ita!
Play a saxophone.
Another style.
Summer star. Musical. Summer star.
Disney cartoon.
Disney cartoon. We'll get to that next.
saxophone at the inauguration.
Please, Mr. Clinton, the posters turned out just great, but I think you should see it from the high.
Holy!
Freeze! Musical, please.
Oh, Bill, I'm gonna be first lady. Oh, Bill, you're gonna be first man. Yes, Bill. Oh, we're gonna be first couple in the land. You and me, yeah.
Well, it's my imagination. I'm gonna play saxophone at my inauguration.
You're gonna play.
I'm gonna play.
I've got the posters to help you carry the day. They do look great. They do look great. They do look great.
I'm gonna play.
They do look great. They do look great.
Everybody!
They'll look better from up here. They'll look better. They'll look better from up here. What do you think? What do you think? They'll look better from up here. And that was Flash Family's look at politics. We need valid signatures on our petition, so after the show. Anyway, for our last piece tonight, I would like a suggestion from you of, something you think of when you think of the good old days.
Elvis.
Elvis, why thank you.
A lot of you women
your suggestions, we just stand up here and stare at each other. So the show that we created tonight, you and us, will never ever be done again. And if you want to check that out, come tomorrow night and see. It's our last show for this run. We'll be at the other cafe in Emeryville in September. Pick up one of our flyers for the dates.
Tomorrow night we were going to do the same show again, though.
I never remember anything we do. We'll be back here at our home base here at Formation Center in October, all the Saturdays in October. And we've got workshops going on currently, as well as recess the end of the month. If you're missing some play in your life, come try out our version of it. As well as a couples play night in August. Lots of fun things happening. We want to thank some people who helped us make this show happen and weren't up here having as much fun as we were. For example, our house manager, Bev Manber. Thank you. And all the workshop people that volunteered to come and crew. And over here on camera, recording this so that we do have a remembrance of what happened, Ron Kelly. Thanks, Ron. Improvising with us since nobody had a script tonight, Mr. Jim Lilly. And our one-man orchestra, the amazing Joe Paulino. And the Flash Family players, Mr. Keck.